Hello, this is Jake Light, Gaming Lawyer at your service. The video you're about to see is an edited version of my streaming of the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve on Twitch. If you like what you see, consider leaving a like or comment on this video, or subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to be the first to watch the latest content. Otherwise, if you want to catch me live and interact with me on Twitch, the link is in the description below. As always, take care, stay hopeful, but be critical. Enjoy the show. Alright, so yes, we'll be continuing playing this game, right? There's gonna be a new episode. What's that episode called? I don't know. Let's see, alright? Let's just jump right straight into the starting scene. Probably there's an animation for it. Episode 4. Twisted Karma and his last bow.
Pipe in hand, Sholmes looked down at the thick, rolling fog outside our window. I wonder exactly how many mysteries are out there, hidden within this bed of fog, he said. Indeed, a most bizarre incident, born of a curious advertisement. A hellhound's mad gallop through the shadows of a serial murder. An executed man's graveyard resurrection in the dead of night. And a commonplace killing in a small, forgotten room at the edge of town. There is, naturally, always another side to every case, of which most remain ignorant. And it is that other side which compels me to the scene of the crime, Wilson. So quickly now, take your hat and let's be on our way, my dear fellow. For our adventure is not over yet. Come, the game is afoot.
Afoot! So hello, Doctor. Good evening to you. Good evening. Why are you the storm that is approaching? Are you provoking someone? 8 days after that earth-shattering trial and Kazuma regaining his memory, we were in the foyer of one of London's most luxurious hotels, the Great Waterloo Hotel. Ah, 1st November. Yes, an evening, Jake. Ah. So I'm assuming you're not working right now, right? Professor Mikotoba is due to arrive at any moment. Yes, I'm so glad we got here in time. Susato-san hasn't been the same since what happened. Not that I'm surprised. The truth about Kazuma-sama's father. Do you suppose my father knew? Just heading home from work. Ooh, very nice, very nice. I've never spoken to the Dr. Marmo that is not working, and I think I've always spoken to the one that is always going to work. So, is there a difference? Most likely there is, right? Compared to the one that has just got home and the one that is about to go to work. That he was actually the mass murderer, the professor, you mean? I knew that's what she was thinking about. There's a good chance, I'd say. I mean, they did come here to London together 16 years ago, didn't they? Yes, that's true. Come to think of it, didn't you say that Professor Mikotaba knew about Kazuma going missing in Hong Kong as well? Ah, got Subway. How is you, Jake? I'm good. I'm good. I hope not being able to nap is fine. I'll be able to do all the entire session without yawning. I hope I won't yawn. Oh man. I feel like whenever I yawn, it's like, oh, it means that this game is boring or something. Or no, the game is not boring. I just didn't have enough sleep, and did a lot of stuff, and I could really need to the rest, but I couldn't. It was very, very hot. Well, not very, very hot. It's like hot enough not to be comfortable to rest. So yeah. That's right. But for some reason, he wasn't at liberty to talk to me about it. That probably means he knows then about Kazuma showing up here in London with amnesia, and that he's regained his memory now. So, wait, got Subway. Are you talking about the Subway sandwich and not a Subway? Who's this? Is this Sholmes? No. Is that? Oh man, he looks cool. Oh wait, the judge. That's a freaking judge. That's a judge from Japan. Well, you probably don't know which one I'm talking about. The one that has all the fabulous beard is the judge from Japan, and the other guy is our judicial assistant, Susato-san's father. Here it's about 7 Celsius outside. Oh man, it's freaking cold. But I will trade coldness for hotness anytime. Yes, Subway sandwich. Very nice. It's embarrassing to say. The other day I went to a supermarket, wanted to eat something, but I saw there was a Subway shop, right? Subway restaurant. I don't know how you want to say it. A new one that opened up, I think, just recently. It's like, oh, why not we go and eat it? I told my wife, but no. When I look at the price, it's like, oh, it's not really worth it for a 6-inch sub. And what do you say? There was no promotion. Normally there would be a promotion. I'm not sure if there was a promotion, like a cheaper sub or something like that has drinks. It comes with drinks. But I was like, I can wait a little longer to eat something else. And unfortunately, I couldn't wait too long. I was very hungry during the supermarket shopping, buying groceries and stuff. No, well, I was not in a good mood until I could get something into my belly. But yeah, right now I'm like, even a Subway sandwich is like, I have to contemplate whether I should buy it or just go for a cheaper one that is equally, if not more, fulfilling for my hunger. Anyhow, let's see. Let's do this. Oh, father. Hello, Susato. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. We're delighted you have arrived safe and sound. Man, look at that judge with that suit and everything. He looks super cool. Hello, Miss Naruhodo. Very kind of you to take the trouble to meet us here. Oh no, not at all. It's my pleasure. We've heard all about your extraordinary exploit here in London, you know. News has crossed the seas. It has? I always look forward to reading the monthly reports that arrive at steamships from Britain. Oh, I see. Well, thank you very much. Who is this man? Why do I feel as though I've seen him before? I take it from your expression that you can't quite place me. In that case, how about a little reminder, Seishiro? A firm tap should do it. Yes. Ah, a firm tap? What? Here we go, then. I hereby pronounce the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, guilty. Oh, you're. And without his hat, he looks like a total badass. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Your Excellency. Hello, Judge Jigoku. How are you? It's been a long time. Ha 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 ha. Good. You've remembered now. That really did the trick. Guilty. Ha 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 ha. Only I was declared not guilty, wasn't I? And there was no laughing at that time. So, London again after all this time. Hard to believe it's been 10 years. To be honest, I'd never thought I'd be back. Neither did I. I didn't imagine Japan would ever be invited to an international symposium like this. Though, really, I doubt anyone did, to be honest. It's all thanks to you, isn't it, Seishiro? What are you talking about, Eugene? Ha 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 ha! Of course, Judge Jigoku, you must complete the set. He's the other man, who 16 years ago came to London with Kazuma's father and Professor Mikutoba. He's the third visiting scholar. Well, all those passports check and luggage searches at the border took rather a lot of time. I must say, I'm very envious of your ministerial status. You didn't have to go through any of that, did you? Ah! I knew you were jealous. Ha 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 ha. Sorry? Ministerial status? Yes, didn't you know? Seishiro here is also Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs. What? I don't think you can do that. That's a conflict of interest between the governing bodies, you know? It was his personal insistence that allowed you to take Kazuma's place here on this study tour. Guilty as charged! Ha 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 ha! Oh, well, thank you very much. It's really every bit as important as he looks. Ah, yes now, Naruhodo. I received a telegram from Lord Strongheart yesterday. Oh, you did? It appears that some things came to light in a trial you were involved with 8 days ago. About what happened 10 years ago, that tragedy. For a Japanese person, his beard is amazing. Yes, indeed. His beard is very stylish as well. Also his hair. Yes, could you tell us more about it? Hey, we get to talk to them. So, how's the voyage here? Well, 50 days at sea is a long time by anyone's standards. But it wasn't as bad as when we first came 16 years ago. No, that's true. Then I truly wondered if we wouldn't be drifting in the vast ocean for the rest of our lives. This time, we followed the same route as you, so we were able to relax and enjoy the experience. Ah, so you stopped in France's beautiful capital, Paris? We did, yes, though only for one night. And yesterday's evening, we left the port of Dunkirk for Dover. Just in time for the symposium, in fact. It starts tomorrow. It's wonderful that you were invited to attend such an important international event. I'm very proud of you, father. It's thanks to Seishiro here. 16 years ago, he managed to ingratiate himself with Britain's Attorney General. I'm sure that's why he was invited. And suppose you could say I'm something of an appendage by default. Speak for yourself, Eugene. You were close friends with a professor of forensic science at the major hospital. Yes, well, I'd rather not dredge all that up, really. No, there's been a lot of water under the bridge since then. It doesn't bring him back. Kazuma's father, I suppose. The professor, the killer who took the lives of 5 members of the British aristocracy, was actually Kazuma's father, wasn't he? That's correct. Genshin Wait, what? Genshin Asugi. Oh no, is this... I don't think it's... No. This game was released way before Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact, yes, Dr. Marmot. His name is Genshin Asugi. Is he like the founder of Genshin Impact or something? What is actually Genshin means though? Probably means something. All Ace Attorney characters' name means something. It references either is like a pun or references to something. Like right now, the judge's name is Jigoku, quite literally hell. So he's like a reference to I think either Chinese or Japanese folklore, where if you die and go to hell, there is a sort of a judge in hell where they will tell you where you go, whether to heaven or hell, and which part of the hell, something like that. Genshin means primordial, original god in Chinese and Japanese. I think I've seen that kanji or Chinese words in Genshin Impact, right? I think it's pronounced, at least in Chinese, it's pronounced Yuan Shen.
What? What'd you say?
I said Yuan Shen. Yes, that word. Genshin Impact. You knew, I presume, father? Yes, he was a close friend at the time. Genshin came to Britain as a police detective. He was studying investigative techniques at Scotland Yard. Oh no. Wait for a moment, Doctor. Irene! No! Dr. Marmot has redeemed Smooch.
What? There's a smooch?
No! Okay. Alright. You got your redeem. If Raika was here, she would probably be screaming. Anyways, I've never understood what drove the man to commit such heinous acts. Your wife alright, Ash? She's pretending to cough like doesn't want to do it, but she's fine. It was a close trial, so the public never knew the truth, and it was executed with little ado. To this day, very few people know what really happened, even in our homeland. But what about Kazuma? Did he know? Did he know the truth about his father? No, of course not. He was told his father passed from sickness. However, I suspect he may have had his doubts. Oh, why? As you know, I tried to guide Kazuma growing up, as if he were my own son. Then one day, he came to my office at the university and said, I've decided. I want to travel to Great Britain and study there. It sounds so similar to Mikotoba. Do you think he wanted to come here to investigate his father's death? I don't know. But when I look into his eyes, I didn't know that there was no way I'd be able to stop him. Oh man, sorry. Oh no, my bottle. Oh, my bottle's over. It's okay. When I do want to drink it, I'll go get it. Something else came to light in the trial the other day. Actually. Oh, what? Well, having disappeared in Hong Kong and been missing for almost a year, Kazuma's since turned up here in London, working as the apprentice of Lord Van Zix. What? What? It's news to us. So, Lord Strongheart's telegram neglected to mention that part then. As you know, we both thought Kazuma had died on the steamship during our voyage to Great Britain in January. But he didn't die. He's alive. As you knew, didn't you, father? In actual fact, no. What I did know is that when your ship docked in Hong Kong, he mysteriously vanished. We sent a team of investigators to Hong Kong to try to ascertain what had happened, but no avail. But he's still alive, here, in London, you say? I never dared even to dream it. Why on earth did the young man... Why on earth did a young man not make contact? The government and the police have been chasing clues fruitlessly for months now. Well, it seems that he was suffering from amnesia. What? Amnesia? When we first came across him again here in London, he didn't know who either of us were. I see. He only regained his memory 8 days ago. This is unbelievable. Yes, it's quite miraculous. Sounds impossible. Sounds very, very sus. I wonder why Lord Strongheart didn't let us know. I must speak with him urgently. I wonder how Kazuma's been these past few days. Would it be wrong for us to go and visit him? You haven't visited your friend, your best friend, for 8 days? That began 16 years ago now. It's a distant memory, really. It was Eugene here, Genshin Asogi, and myself. We were the original 3. The first judicial scholars from Japan to travel overseas to study. Ocean voyages were not what they are today, I can tell you that. 16 years ago, things were tough for their generation. Your father was an exceptionally fine medical student at Yume University at the time, you know, young lady? Yes, grandmother told me. He went to do research at a great London hospital to study autopsy, practically unheard of in Japan. Yes, it was an eerie place, sandwiched between the back of a prison and a burial ground. Ugh, not more talk of graves. Very often, there's no one willing to deal with bodies following autopsy work. So you see, autopsy labs have something of an unavoidable relationship with graveyards and prisons. Not my cup of tea at all. Do you remember? Saturday night. No, I can't do that. I can't do it. That Scottish prison governor, Caden, his name was. He was a good man. Yes, but then of course, in our 6th year here, everything changed with that dreadful case. When Genshin was arrested for a series of most gruesome murders. I simply couldn't believe it. I'd known the man for years. I was a witness at a secret hearing, and I tried to speak in his defense, but you went a little too far and ended up facing charges yourself, didn't you? Well, suffice to say that after the trial we were sent back to Japan. There was nothing more we could do to save Genshin. He was a lost cause, sadly. But he has impacted our lives nonetheless. Oh man, my puns. Why am I doing puns? Well, if you'll excuse us now. Yes, I'd like to get this trunk up to my room as soon as possible. Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have held you up here for so long. I'll call for the porter then. Just wait here. Okay. Susato-san's gone off at a run. I'd like to stay and talk more, but I do have various preparations to make for tomorrow. Yes, of course. Must be a big responsibility representing our entire country. I wish you the best of luck. Naruhodo, I hope you keep an eye on Susato for me. Keep looking after her as you obviously have been. Oh no! Oh no, Mikotoba! Sir, don't say that. Oh man, I got goosebumps. Sir, retract your statement, please. Withdraw it. Alright? This is the things you say when you're about to die. I really hope you don't die, okay? I don't want you to die. I don't want you to leave Susato-san an orphan, okay? Well, I'm not sure if her mother is still alive, but you know, we have not seen her mother at all. So, please don't die. Oh no, I mean, if anyone's looking after anyone, it's her looking after me. Well, I do appreciate you being there for her. After all, I've been a miserable father to her. I've thoroughly let her down. Sorry? What do you mean? Well, it was 16 years ago that I started my long study tour here in Britain, as you know. The very year Susato was born. Yes, I heard. The birth of my daughter was the most joyous event of my life. But, well, sadly it was accompanied by the most tragic event of my life too. Oh yes, Susato-san hinted at something like that. It was a rather turbulent time at home. Anyway, I won't bore you with the details. The point is, I became rather less dependable than befits of a grown man. And it was then that Seishiro offered me the opportunity to study here in Great Britain. I was too worried about you to leave you behind. So perhaps I was a little heavy-handed when it came to persuading you to accompany me to London. So, that's what happened in a nutshell. And that's also the reason why I now feel compelled to give my daughter as many opportunities as I dare. Though the world does not readily afford young women such things, I must say. I completely understand, Professor. Ah, one other thing, Naruhodo. If I may be so bold, I have a favor to ask you. Because I'm definitely bringing all the death flags now. Oh really? Of course. What can I do for you? Well, the thing is, I'm so sorry that took so long. Hey, that guy looks familiar. Was he one of the jurors like long ago? I think in the first game. Mr. Sato. Now then, allow us to take your bags. How do I do his voice? Allow me to take your bags. One moment, if you please, porter. Oh, of course, sir. Of course. That machine around your neck. It's a camera, I believe. Quite right, sir. Just 5 shillings for a lovely photograph to commemorate a wonderful stay at the hotel, sir. Well, I think given a occasion, we could justify the expense. Ah, yes. Yes, of course. And that is the last photo we took together with Mikotoba-san. I'd like to thank you for coming with me, Miss Naruhodo. It's really made my What is wrong with me today? It's really made father very happy, I think. Oh, well, I'm pleased then. We were interrupted before. Professor Mikotoba was about to ask me something. Just like how do you say? Our best friend was going to tell us something and then he couldn't tell us. Shall we return to Baker Street then? I expect Iris will have some delicious tea waiting for us. Yes, let's go. I'm getting more and more anxious about Kazuma though. Perhaps I'll try to meet with Lord Strongheart later and ask after him. Oh, we get to move around now. I don't think we have really anything to examine here. Yeah, it's just a hotel. New location. Ooh, new location. Oh yeah, this location. Alright. So I guess we go here first. Then we go to Lord Chief Justice's office. Oh, Showroom Suite. Let's go over there. Yeah, well, I'm going to be voicing Iris again. What is this? Wee! What was that? A man screaming in the most unflattering way. Is Mr. Sato-san talking about me? I did scream in the most unflattering way. Do you think? Could it have been Mr. Sholmes? Oh my, I do hope not. Who are they? Interesting. Oh, it's like a crying noise. Is that we or is that where? I don't. This is my go-to voice for someone who looks like a kid. I don't do it anymore. Oh wait. Oh wait. French. More French. More French characters. Yay! How do I do this? How am I going to do a French accent with this guy, with this character? Italian and French. Is that so? Hello, Ploppo. See, you're the first time chatter. Welcome to the stream. I'm Drake Light, gaming lawyer, real life lawyer as well. Right now, I'm a vampire because, you know, Halloween and stuff. But welcome to the stream. I'm playing Great Ace Attorney. Anyways, so you're saying the smaller one is Italian and the bigger one is how do you say, the French, I guess. How's the jury system? Oh, you're talking about a game? The jury system sucks. It sucks, unfortunately. But yeah, you probably know why. All right, let's do a voice. No. I don't think it's a husky or deep voice. It should be higher, more higher, around that range, around more me. All right. So stop this disgraceful display. But also, Ploppo, if you know the story and everything about the game, please do not tell me. Please do not spoil me. Alright? All right. This is my first time playing, and I don't want people to tell me how to play it and anything about the game. All right. Okay. But I hope you enjoyed your stay. Anyhow. Who are these people? Look at their hairs. It's bright red. I think there must be clients for Mr. Sholmes. Gina! Right, you two, you're coming with me now, down to the clink. You say Italian, but so far there's nothing about Italian about it. Is it because it's like, don't, like... We'll see. Spoiler, you're an attorney. Oh, no, don't spoil me on that. I had no idea I was an attorney. But anyhow. Well, I did Italian. Not really Italian. I have no idea how to do Italian. It's only the stereotypical Mario type of Italian voice. So I'll try that. No, that is poison. It's dark and damp and I don't like it. Buff, the darkness, it is my friend. I'm not scared. Oh yeah. We are always scared of the dark. Shut your mouth, you idiot. I will sit quietly in the dark and plan our next daring heist. Wee. I don't like this. I don't like it. Well, tough. We'll finish this down the yard. Now get moving. Bye then, Genie. Have fun. Oh yeah. Thanks, Iris. And thanks, you great detective. Hey, that mask. The mask is on the table. Hehe. Gina makes a fine detective herself, doesn't she? Oh, Susie and Bruno. Hello, Iris. We're home. Well, did you find your daddy? Yes, we arrived at a hotel just before he and his friend. Oh, well, that's great news. I hope I get to see my daddy again soon. Oof. Ah, yes, of course. Dr. John H. Wilson. I'm guessing this is Sholmes? So, Iris, all that remains now is that greatest of problems known to man. Okay. But before we concern ourselves with that, I believe some tea is in order, don't you, my dear fellows? Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Do I have a crumb or such like on my face? Not so much on your face as on your head, I'd say. Come along then, everyone. I've brewed a lovely special blend. Time for tea. Whatever is going on here today? In that case, let us sit and drink now, for I am in fact expecting a guest later today. Alright. Mr. Sholmes, who are the two gentlemen that were here before? Oh, just a pair of petty criminals, nothing of significance. Of course, they have to make a living somehow. And when the mood takes me, I'm willing to turn a blind eye to all manners of infractions. When the mood takes you, all manner of infractions? But when such fellows set their sights on Mr. Sherlock Sholmes, well, that's when their luck runs out. Oh my, you were the target of a crime, Mrs. Sholmes. But I quickly devised a plan to entrap them and deliver them to our young detective, Ally. You should have asked Grexy to come too. We could have had an interesting tea party. I did send word, but no answer was forthcoming. The man is consummately in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a word for it, I'm sure. Aha, I have it. A bungler. That's the word. It's a good job he's not here to hear you say that. So, those red hats have been up to no good. I wonder what the man did. What was that about the greatest of problems known to man that you mentioned before? Is it another fiendishly intricate case, Mr. Sholmes? How should I best explain it? Are you aware of the theory of evolution by natural selection, perchance? Well, I think I've heard of it somewhere, possibly. It's a revolutionary scientific theory. It was newly proposed 40 years ago now. According to its author, Mr. Darwin, we humans were once apes who live in the treetops. Wait, what? We were apes? Apes together strong. Indeed. And from the very moment, those apes descended from the canopy to live as humans. It has been our lot to be at the mercy of the greatest problem known to man. Our lot? What's this great problem, Mr. Sholmes? Why, is it not obvious, my dear madam? The problem of rent. Yes, which still exists, even today. But did you not receive a rather large sum of money from Madame Tuspels only the other day? Pshaw, a large sum? One pot of herb for Iris and a new motor car for me later, and all of it has quite disappeared, I assure you. Honestly, Hurley, you know you squandered it. Yes, well, anyway, 2 days ago, I discovered the answer to man's greatest problem, for the coming month at least. And what was the answer? Why, there is a substantial clue before your very eyes. Don't tell me, let me see. Humans are sorry creatures, unable to see what is in front of their noses. Let me give you some assistance. Don't look, but observe me very closely. There's one particular feature about my person that has changed. You should notice it in the end, I think. In the end? It's been stabbing in both eyes right from the very beginning of our conversation. I think we might need another clue before we uncover the full answer, Mr. Naruhodo. Thanks for the hint. I'll be tearing my hair out of this charade goes on much longer. The lie you told us. Mr. Sholmes, isn't it about time you told us the truth? Just over a week ago, you said to us, I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that. That case aboard the SS Buria in January. Kazuma wasn't killed, and you knew he wasn't dead at the time. So what was really going on? The fellow was unconscious for a very long time. If he hadn't regained consciousness when he did, his life would have been in mortal peril. Of course, a side effect of the prolonged comatose state was amnesia, as you now know. It was a simple enough task to silence the crew. But how? After they carried him out of the cabin, I assembled them in the lobby area. Then I made them swear to leave him unconscious and have him unlaid from the ship in Hong Kong as a murdered corpse. Oh, how horrible. It was necessary to find some material with which to persuade the crewmen to keep their word, of course. But why? Why do it in the first place? I will be at liberty to elaborate in due course. But for the time being, I would like to reassure you that I didn't foresee subsequent events. What events? His disappearance in Hong Kong. Oh. I believe I may have made a gross error of judgment. Mr. Sholmes. Okay. I guess that's it. Let's examine the mask. The mask Kazuma wore when he was assigned to Lord Van Zix as his apprentice. When he cast it aside after the trial the other day, I just sort of picked it up. We ought to give it back to him, I suppose. But he has his memory back now, doesn't he? I can't help feeling he might turn around and tell me coldly to wear it myself. But isn't he your best friend? Alright. Guess that's it. Probably need to have more stuff. I'm guessing I'll move upstairs, see if there's anything to talk about. We can talk about something. It's good news that Professor Mikotoba arrived safely, isn't it? Yes, it's wonderful. And the fact that Father has been invited to this important international event really makes me very proud to be his daughter. Your father, Judge Jugoku, us, and Kazuma, of course. There's an ever-increasing number of Japanese here in Britain's capital, isn't there? Well, yes, I suppose so. But London does have a population of 6 million people, so I think we are still a minority. Susato-san's father, who came here as a visiting student 16 years ago, and Kazuma. It's almost as if some great power has been at work, drawing them here across the ocean to London. And I feel as though the waters are starting to swell again now. Right. Nothing to talk about, so we'll move to Lord Chief Justice's office. Lord Van Zix. Lord Strongheart. 1st November, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Here's the final draft of the opening address for tomorrow's proceedings. I've supplemented your original with the figures you asked for from the yard. I see. Excellent work. Thank you. You're welcome, my lord. What's the Lord Van Zix doing here? My, there seems to be an awful lot of tension in the air, wouldn't you say? This place is stifling enough as it is. We really don't need any more tension. They saw me. My apologies. I didn't notice you come in. Your small stature and dark dress make you all but invisible to me. Oh, no. It's entirely my fault for wearing black, I'm sure. From now on, you must dress in white from head to toe whenever you come here. Now then, Miss Naruto. Yes, my lord. I'm right here. Kill me now. Is something wrong? Perhaps it's a little too hot in here for you. Oh no, not at all. I mean, I've never experienced a room at such perfect temperature. If you're sure, the beads of sweat carving their way down your face seem to suggest otherwise. Because of the daggers you're staring at me with, mainly. As you're no doubt aware, my International Forensic Science Symposium begins tomorrow. In fact, your father arrived in London here earlier today, I hear, madame. Oh yes, that's right, my lord. He's extremely honored to have been invited. I'll leave the remaining preparations for the meeting room in your capable hands then, Lord Van Zieks. I will attend at once. He gave you a very cold stare as he left, didn't he? I know, but I haven't done anything, have I? These past few days, my feet have barely touched the ground, I must say. My dedicated right hand of many years was recently put out of action in spectacular fashion. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Is your left hand still of service? Mr. Naruto, he's talking about Dr. Sith. Ah, of course. I'm terribly sorry about that. I was just, Fear not. You've done nothing wrong. Dr. Sith's own wrongdoing precipitated the situation. You needn't concern yourself with it any further. It would be a lot easier to do if it weren't for the piercing stare you're giving me. Lord Van Zieks is doing an admirable job of holding the fort. Though disturbingly, his apprentice has been missing since yesterday. Oh, missing? What's become of Kazuma-sama now? Alright, let's talk to you. Not long ago, visitor numbers to the Great Exhibition exceeded 30 million. 30 million? Are there even that many people in the world? As a comparison, Miss Naruto, the population of the imperial capital Tokyo is 2 million. I will be opening the International Forensic Science Symposium in the exhibition's main auditorium. This event has been 2 years in the making. 2 years of preparations and negotiations with other countries. It sounds like a tremendous achievement. Congratulations. The 20th century will see the wholesale adoption of forensic investigation techniques. And cooperation between policing organizations around the globe will be essential. Which is why this landmark first symposium had to be hosted here at the heart of our great British Empire. In order that Scotland Yard can become the leading investigative organization in the New World. You sound like a villain, you know? It's the same as ever, I see. The passion of his is quite something. You're every bit as passionate in your own way, I'm sure, Miss Naruto. I'm the only person in this country who truly cares about a future that embraces forensic science. It was my intention to become Her Majesty's Attorney General and reform the Yard from the ground up. So the disgrace of the forensic investigation team has been a bitter blow to my ambitions. Let's talk about the thing that I had a first hand in destroying. I first established the forensic investigation team a year ago, experimentally to start with. With Dr. Sith at the helm, was steadily accruing an impressive record of achievement. I was on the verge of changing its name and elevating its status to a full-blown forensic investigation department. And can you not do that now? Obviously, nobody wants to hear anything about it at the moment. Even I can't keep this story out of the papers. 6 million Londoners will be cursing forensic science now. This incident will set back our country's advancement in a field by a good 10 years, I'd say. Unintended repercussions of our trial. We simply couldn't have overlooked what had happened, though. Of course not. We should all be grateful to you both. Anyway, I'll still reform this country's policing when I become Attorney General. This might delay my plans, but it won't alter them. Nothing will stand in my way. Okay. About Lord Van Ziek's apprentice? Ah, yes. It came as a surprise to me, I must say, that you and he are old friends. How did he become an apprentice to Lord Van Ziek in the first place? It came about 3 months ago. Oh my god. An unidentified Asian man was apprehended by border police. They found him hiding aboard a large goods vessel. Oh my, how is there a way to get here? Ooh, Daffy. Daffy. Good evening, Daffy. Thank you for the raid. Give you a shout out. How are you? You're playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. How's the game? Is it good? Personally, it's not something I would play, but it's I've seen people describe it as some sort of like a Stardew Valley or like a Sims game. Superb, like for real? Also, Jake Knight always looking Yes, indeed. I do look cool, right? Anyhow, welcome. And yes, anyone who doesn't know me, I am Jake Light, gaming lawyer, real life lawyer as well. But for Vampire now, for the moment, for at least until next week. But yeah, if you have any legal questions you want to ask, feel free to do so. I'm a variety streamer. I do all sorts of stuff. This is one of my main content. But I do live seminars, I do art, I do horror games, I do competitive games, I do all sorts of things. So yeah, and I am a full-time VTuber and I stream every day, almost every day, on the weekdays at least. Thank you for the shout. No problem. More like a crossover between Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing. Oh. Yeah. I mean, you do farming stuff, farm stuff, and then build your own home or something like that, while doing all sorts of interact with all sorts of Disney characters. But yeah, I think that sounds very, very nice, especially with a Disney flair to it. Yeah, farm, then also decorate your valley. Yep. Definitely can see. I mean, it's a sandbox game, and I enjoy sandbox games as well if I do have someone to play with. But yeah, if you like Disney, then you should try it. Maybe I haven't really given it heavy consideration, but yeah, I mean, maybe it's a very maybe. I have so many games I want to play, so yeah. I mean, again, sandbox games, it's fun, but nowadays I normally find it fun if it's can play with someone, and then not just with someone, but for a long time as well. It'll be kind of sad not being able to play with someone and share that enjoyment of building stuff and progressing stuff, like decorating stuff. But anyhow, you've probably been streaming quite long. If you're going to be doing your dinner routines and stuff, please do so, alright? No, don't mind me. I'll continue voice acting the characters here. But yeah, thank you for the raid again, Daffy. He had no papers to identify him, no passport, and he was suffering from amnesia too. Other than the fact he was clearly of Eastern descent, there were no clues as to who he was. So I decided to assign him to Lord Van Zix. That way I could keep an eye on him. But then, why the mask? I kinda wanna see this, to be honest. It's been a little long since I played Ace Attorney. Oh! Well, I hope you don't mind any spoilers, because I'm playing quite late into the game, and it's not just it's the second game. So yeah, spoilers alert. Oh, I'm fine. All right then. But then, why the mask? I didn't want to burden Lord Van Zix with tiresome explanations about why he had an Eastern apprentice. Because it would be so much easier to explain why he was wearing a mask. He's proving to be a great help to Lord Van Zix. I've high hopes for his future. By the way, do you know where he's gone? No idea, but I believe he's left London for the time being. Oh. I take it you also didn't know that the man's father was one of our country's most infamous criminals, I mean. Genshin Asogi. Oh yeah, Daffy. One of the characters in this game is named Genshin Asogi. Absolutely, I don't think it's a reference to Genshin Impact, of course. Kamasuma's father's crime. I thought I misread it. What we learned from that trial 8 days ago was a huge shock. Finding out my friend's father was... Ah yes, Genshin Asogi. The professor case 10 years ago caused a great stir here in Britain. Of course, yeah, the game launched first, right? This it's, I think so. It's I think at least 4 years old already, or more than that. They were such awful murders, and unprecedented. Using a ferocious dog as a murder weapon. And no one would have believed the culprit was a foreign student invited to study here by the government. So the true identity of the killer couldn't be made public then, and can't be made public now. Nobody in your country knows it was him, and neither do the citizens of London. The main motivation was to avoid aggravating relations between our two nations at the time, I understand. Correct. However, it has to be noted that there were some supporters of the professor's apparent cause. What? Supporters of a mass murderer? The majority of the man's victims were a blight on the aristocracy of the day. Somewhat ironically, their deaths actually benefited society as a whole. Or so a few fair few thinkers in London believe anyway. Right, I see. But it was still murder, wasn't it? It seems very similar, doesn't it? To the idea of the Reaper of the Bailey. Reaper. Okay, am I missing something? No. Because I spoke to almost everyone. Let's go back to Sholmes and speak to our red-headed Herlock Sholmes? Yes. Yeah, Herlock Sholmes. I keep forgetting his name. Nope, I have nothing to talk to you about, apparently. What about back to the hotel? Probably I'm missing something, but let's see. Look at those cases just left there on that trolley. Aren't they worried about thieves? I know I am. Haven't you seen the porter over there? Don't worry, he's obviously keeping an eye on everything. Ah, so it's a trap, designed to catch any chancers who might be tempted. The porter. Why did the porter give me such a scathing look just now? Do you suppose? Well, some might say you look a little suspicious with your jet black clothes. Not everyone clad in black is some sort of ninja with intent to steal, you know. I legit like the SFX are the same in every Ace Attorney games. Yep, they are always the same. Very recognizable sound effects. And I really think I don't have to be here. Am I missing something? Is there something to examine about Lord Chief Justice here? No. No. I don't think so. Let's go back to my own room and see if there's anything over there. Nope. Ooh, this is the first time that the game isn't telling me what to do. And I feel like I'm stuck. Hey, a shovel. I don't think it's relevant. Let me go back to Sherlock Holmes' place again. If anything, this means that I've not examined something. Is this a newspaper? This looks like last week's edition. What's that article circled in red ink there? It's an advertisement column. It says, "To the Red-Headed League." The Red-Headed League? What's that? I don't know. I've never heard of it before, but... Oh. Is something on my face? Clearly, this has something to do with that. Lively hair. Alright. Yep. Okay, it was the thing I didn't examine. Let's look at the... To the Red-Headed League. On account of the bequest of the late Ezekiah Hopkins of Lebanon, PA, USA, there is now another vacancy open which entitles a member of the league to a salary of £4 a week for purely nominal services. All red-headed men who are sound in body and mind above the age of 21 years are eligible. Apply in person on the morning of the 31st at the Large Park on Lime Street. Get £4 per week if you are a redhead. The most fantastic money-making opportunity. Sounds too obviously like a trap, but you know, money is money. Why not try your luck, I guess. Alright, Sherlock Holmes. What's with this newspaper? Tell me. It looks as though someone circled an advertisement in this paper, Mr. Sholmes. To the Red-Headed League. Does this strike you in some way? I was thinking that just maybe it might be related to your bright red hair. That's creepy. So, at last you've learned to apply my methods, Mrs. Naruhodo. Sorry. In the first instance, and quite indispensable, observation. Believe me, I could have seen that hair with my eyes shut. So then, allow me to regale you with the details of my latest exploits. Okay, I'm gonna go to have dinner. Alright, Daffy, go have your dinner. It's 8:45 p.m. You should have had your dinner probably 2 hours ago. Go have your dinner, all right? Thank you for the raid again. Regale or boast? Good luck finding the person. I'm not finding anyone. I'm just finding how to progress the game, and I found it. But anyways, so what is the Red-Headed League, which seems to be a subject of the advertisement you've circled? You notice it in the paper then? That my dear fellow was going to be the source of this month's rent payment. Was? How? According to the advertisement, the Red-Headed League is a distinguished institution of fellows of unspecified governance. Yes, Sholmes wants to get free money, so he dyed his hair. Easy. In fact, the only condition for becoming a member is having red hair. That doesn't entirely surprise me. But listen to what the lucky redheads receive once they join. An unconditional salary of £4 a week. Oh my, £4 a week? But why? Why are they paying people for? That I don't know. No details are given in the advertisement. But surely, every red-headed person in the country would be flocking to join in that case. In that case. You're right, Susie. There's no time to lose. I'll put in my application at once. Oh, Iris is redhead? I don't think so. It's more pink than red. So will I, just on off chance. That might be stretching a point, I think. The trouble is, you have a fixed number of members, you see. Oh, I see. So once a certain number of people have joined, no one else can. But as luck would have it, one member recently passed away. It wasn't particularly lucky for the redhead in question, I fear, Mr. Sholmes. So you decided to try to join in his place. Correct? I mean, look at me. Have you ever seen such a red-headed fellow? No. So why did it have to go so wrong? What on earth happened? A blunder, Mr. Naruhodo, though it pains me to admit it. Your blunder. What did you actually do to your hair, Mrs. Sholmes? I'm glad you asked, Mr. Sato. What you see atop my head is neither dyed nor a hairpiece. I changed the color of my hair overnight, by the wonders of chemistry. Chemistry? I was conducting some research into a method of rejuvenating spent tea leaves. In the course of my work, I stumbled upon a potion that would, when taken, turns one hair a flame-like red. Would you like to try it? It will make every hair on your body perfectly crimson. What? I think I'll pass. But Mr. Sholmes, is it quite safe to drink? Surely it's bad for you, isn't it? Amateurs are always hampered by such fears. Oh, I should have never doubted you, Mrs. Sholmes. You mean to say... But of course... To earn £4 per week, one must be prepared to turn a blind eye to a little danger. That degree of red signals more than just a little danger, surely? So anyway, Hurley left full confidence yesterday with his new red hair. For the park on Lime Street, where the Red-Headed League were interviewing prospective new members. So what went wrong? The whole park was choked with red-headed folk, like a coaster's orange barrow. I queued for 8 hours solid before at last I reached the front. When the panel for interviewers saw me, they immediately said, "Ah, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, are you in disguise to conduct an investigation?" So naturally, I had no choice but to reply, "Shh, do not give me away." After which I could do little else but turn and leave. Then this morning, when I looked in the mirror, irritation stirred within me. So I turned that pair into the police. Oh dear, what a disaster for Hurley and those two redheads. What a coincidence I was able to catch someone. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Aha! Here's my guest now, my latest client with money to spend. Oh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Hurley. Remember, Iris, we're at present gripped by the greatest problem known to man. I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulating. Save locating a runaway, of course. Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you? Oh dear, I'm afraid that Hurley can lack a little tact, especially just before the rent is due. Who is this person? Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes, please, oh please. Please find my husband, he's run away. To upset me? I beg your pardon? Never mind, a personal matter. My apologies. What exactly are you trying to say, Miss Naruhodo? I didn't say a word. Come, my dear madame. Be seated. Iris, some tea, if you please. It's the juror, yes, it's the juror. Of course. What's the matter, Mrs. Sato? Oh, it's just that gentlewoman. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before. Very recently. Yes, now you come to mention it. Oh. Evie. Right, am I assuming that her name is just a weird way of saying evil? Evie Virgil. Or ever vigilant? I have no idea. It's a pun. I know it's a pun. As I explained earlier, my name is Evie Virgil. I implore you to take the case, sir. Money is no object. Simply name your figure. Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madame. Being offered a case to solve is reward enough. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you are a picture of benevolence. Benevolence. I will, of course, make a mental note of your offer, however. For contingency reasons. I trust you remember your words also. If I might inquire, sir. This gentleman and lady would be... Oh, me? What am I about to tell you? I should like to communicate in the strictest confidence. You understand? Ah, these are my friends. Assure you, you may say before they spare anything which you may say to me. Ah, I see. I can vouch for the gentleman personally. After all, he's hard of hearing. Why did I ever get my hopes up? Oops. Let's see what you have to say, Miss Evil. Sorry, Miss Evie. Mrs. Vigil, sorry. Forgive me for asking, Mrs. Vigil, but have we met somewhere before? Quite recently, perhaps? Oh my! Push! My dear fellow, what is your intention? Clearly, you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. What is that supposed to mean? If you wish to invite a lady to tea, you must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion. Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from trial I attended last week? Ah, I knew I recognized her. To have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand, oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shiver down my spine. I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now. It must be very difficult for you as a lawyer. Being hard of hearing, I mean. Pardon? Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was frippery, really, nothing more. Now look what you've started, Mr. Jones. Thank you very much. I believe it would be prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner. Yes. Tell us about your husband, madame. Mr. Vigil, my daily, is 40 years of age. I have a photograph here. Not bad, not bad. Entirely unremarkable gentleman, by appearance at least. How long have you been married? It'll be 15 years this year. We have a cordial relationship, and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we live quite comfortably. As it would appear, I need only look at you to notice things. Oh gosh. Your dress is the latest style, your head clearly regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. In short, you have no inkling as to why your husband might have disappeared, correct? That's right. He's a kind man and a strong sense of loyalty, and he rather dotes on me. Which would point to the possibility that he has become embroiled in some incident or other. Oh, that is exactly what I fear must have happened. Mr. Sholmes, I'm quite beside myself. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see. What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will? What exactly is your husband's line of work? He's a warder at a prison. A guard? Is somewhat unusual. Prison warder. So, how your husband is a prison warder? That's right. Yes, but in actual fact, he's the chief warder. Indeed, I see. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something of a specialist occupation. Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see that they are carried out. Dreadful punishments? Does she mean capital punishments? And at such times, he must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory. But for the extra responsibility, he is remunerated more handsomely than the other warders. Of course, we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbors. Yes, I believe your prudence is justified. Tell me, in what prison your husband engaged? Barclay Prison, Mr. Sholmes. Really? Barclay? Oh, a fine establishment. If I'm not mistaken, there's a large cemetery just behind it. Oh no, everything's connected. Yes, that's correct. Lowgate Cemetery. No. Lowgate Cemetery? The very place we were discussing in court. That's unbelievable. Your husband's dead. Unbelievable, my dear fellow, and yet undeniable. Sorry, Mr. Sholmes. I'm afraid you've lost me. Ah, pay no heed, madame. Pay no heed. A private matter. This can't really be a coincidence, can it? No, no such thing as coincidence in Ace Attorney stories. Everything is connected. So, to the matter of your husband's disappearance, when did you realize he was missing? Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday. I'm sorry? Yesterday? It really is recent. Laughably so. The truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away for his work. It's not at all out of the ordinary for him not to return home at night, but this is different. For him not to make any contact for a whole day, that has certainly never happened here before. Oh, my dear Daly, whatever can have happened? Did you kill him? Did you kill him, Mrs. Evie Vigil? My dear Mrs. Vigil, please calm yourself. Now then, have you contacted the police? Why, naturally. But sadly, they refuse to listen to my pleas, as my husband has only been missing for 1 day. That's not how this works. I've seen videos on this, and I also noticed myself is there's no such thing as you having to wait for a particular time period to report a missing person. I have no idea how this sort of a belief, this sort of myth started going on around the world, but yeah, there's a myth that you can only report missing people after, I think, like 24 hours, a week, or something like that. I have no idea. But then, yeah, if someone is missing, immediately, well, no matter how much time has passed, when you first discovered it, just report it. All right, just report it. No reason to wait. The longer you wait, the higher likelihood that the person that is missing is actually in danger, will be in more danger the longer time they are not found. I was asked to wait patiently at home. In truth, Mrs. Vigil, I concur with the police. However, let us not be hasty. I see no reason why we should not engage my deductive powers to track your husband down anyway. Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. And furthermore, let me assure you, a chance to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month has no bearing on my decision. Well, if that's the case, you don't have to mention that, Sholmes. I seek only to put a sweet smile on another Londoner's face. That's really all there is to it. You have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay any sum you care to mention. You seek only to put these sweets rent in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it. Yes, it is. Yep, we've done all the conversations. Let's see. Thank you for everything you have shared with us, Mrs. Vigil. I believe I have all the information I need to begin my investigation. Oh, please report to me soon with good news, sir. Fear not, madame. In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a heartening report, I'm quite sure. So soon? Oh, how splendid, Mr. Sholmes. Good news should be delivered early, I would say. If you would be so kind as to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession. Oh, this is evidence. Ha 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 ha! It's gonna be very likely going to be something to be used in court. I'm assuming it's going to be about this gate. Related to this gate, maybe? Or the person's clothes. Other than that, I don't see anything particularly that stands out. Thank you. Now, allow me to show you the door. I can't thank you enough, Mr. Sholmes. You've been simply marvelous. Alright.
You know, I think it every time, Hurley. But how do you come up with such nonsense? Good news in a day or two? Are you sure?
I can't be sure, of course, but then I didn't swear on it. I merely gave the good woman some hope. I'd hoped to be able to give her good news, one might say. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of the day tomorrow. If by that time I've successfully located Mr. Vigil, we shall be mutually received. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Don't look at me with those pleading eyes. Well, oh no, I'm yawning. Oh no. It's not that this game is boring to me. It's just that I couldn't rest. I couldn't take a nap to do this before I had to do this. And it's late. And around this time, it's like, I'm getting sleepy and all that. It's okay. I'll try. I'll try to continue until we reach to a point that is going to have a... The game will tell me. The game will tell me, right, when to end the stream. Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details of the case? Yes. My hearing is surprisingly good, actually. Excellent. And what did you make of it? Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked. At Barclay Prison, I mean. Ah, so you noted that. Of course, especially with the mention of Lowgate Cemetery. Lowgate Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison. So it was renowned among us students at the university for being haunted by the ghosts of the condemned victim convicts. Barclay Prison is where that notorious man was incarcerated. The professor. And now a warder from prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem. It's all very peculiar. Indeed. But nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? Run along to the prison and see what you can glean, would you? It's a prison governor you want. No doubt the man is equally worried. But aren't you going to go yourself? Surely you didn't ask? I can't possibly be seen out with this hair. Okay. I guess our friend here is self-conscious of how he looks. There's a good trait, I guess. Good and bad trait. We go to Lime Street with that hair. That was quite a different matter. So I leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm rather busy. Disappears. You're just going to the side of the room, though. Of course you are. Right, let's go to the prison. Probably a new character to do as well. Barclay Prison is on the outskirts of London, backing onto a lonely burial ground. Its four high outer walls loom quietly before us in the fog. Having requested a meeting, we were shown to the governor's office in the watchtower. Oh, oh my goodness, that is a horrible clock. A horrible, horrible clock tower to have. Why is that necessary? Why is that guillotine necessary? Okay, other than that, looks pretty normal. Hey, there's a bird. There's a deer. And rifle. An axe. Oh. It's and yes, chains. Handcuffs and chains. This is how all prisons look like. Oh my god. How do I do his voice? Oh, can they? Can I? How do I do his voice? But then again, I'm going to look it up. What is Canay? Is that like a... Oh, it's Scottish! Scottish! I have no idea how to do Scottish. Scottish. I tried doing it. No, that is Irish accent. Yeah, I tried doing Irish accent. Scottish is very different. Somewhat different. I'll try. If it's Irish, it's Irish. And then I have to do a scruff Irish, a Scottish voice. Oh man. Why not really scruff? Maybe deep. This place is full of hardened criminals. I can remember that last time a civilian was done here. And you didn't really want to talk to an inmate, but to me? Oh man! It's Full Metal Alchemist. Do you care who I am? I'm the governor, barricading. Man, what? There's no Scottish accent in that at all. Oh yes, it's a pleasure. I'm Ryunosuke Naruto, defense lawyer. And then instant I say, does that mean? Yes, I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan. Japan? Did you say Japan? Yes? Well, there's no any of your kind in here, laddie. Maybe you should try the prison next door, eh? I didn't notice another prison next door, sir. Anyway, we came to ask you some questions, but I didn't like to be so direct, but I've no intention of speaking with you like you, suspicious looking stoners. Now get out my hair. Get out my hair. Get out my hair. Get out my hair. So as soon as he finds out that we're from Japan, he reacts like this. Surely means... I think it's because of the professor case. You think so too. 10 years ago, Genshin Asogi, also known as the Professor, was incarcerated at his prison. And then after his execution, he apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison. I might have known. You're sniffing around about the case, aren't you? Your agents, eh? Part of the Professor's great web, no doubt. No, not at all. We're just... Go over here before I punch your lights out. I just replied to say goodnight. Oh, good night, Rika. Is it nighttime over there? It's still early, right? It's early in the evening. But anyways, good night, Rika. I think I know why you're sleeping now. Is it because you're going to be streaming tomorrow with Kaizi or something? Anyhow, 4 p.m. Oh man, it's not even... It's late noon, evening time. Yeah. But okay. Have a good rest, alright? Have a good Good rest, Rika. Streaming morning. Yeah. Yes. All right. I'll check you out when you stream. All right. Have a good rest. 4:30 a.m. we've got. Ooh. 4:30 a.m. It's very early. And anyhow, yeah. Bye-bye, Rika. Bye-bye. See, how'd I do? Scottish accent. Get on with it before I punch your lights out. We're going. Clearly the ghost of the killer still haunts this place. We are not going to get anywhere here. Unless we can somehow prove to this man there's nothing suspicious about us. Governor Caden. What are you thinking, Mr. Sato? I feel sure that name came up in conversation recently somewhere. I was wondering if whoever mentioned him might have some ideas to help us. Come to think of it, I have the same feeling. Right, let's go. Great Waterloo Hotel, I think. Right? Yeah, our Susato-san's father. He's not dead yet. Okay, good. That's Professor Mikotoba over there. Ah, hello you two. We're just taking a moment to catch up on the world now that I'm packed. Where's Judge Goku? Yes, he's not the relaxing sort. He's taken himself off to pay his respects to all the legal bigwigs. Having only just arrived in the country today, goodness, he is full of energy. Professor, you mentioned something before about how you know the prison governor at Barclay Prison. Oh, Governor Caden, you mean? So it is the same man. Father, we must speak with the governor. But he refused to talk to us. He said we were suspicious Easterners. Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story. Oh, would you? It would be wonderful. You have time now? Sadly, as you can see, I'm very busy at the moment. Busy drinking coffee on a comfortable set. Now, I've rather a lot to prepare for tomorrow, you know. Oh, sorry. I didn't say it out loud, did I? You Mikotobas are alarmingly good at reading people's thoughts. Or could it be that you, Naruto's, are alarmingly bad at hiding your thoughts? Let's not fall out now. I have an idea. What's he writing on that piece of paper? Here's a letter of the introduction for you. Hopefully when he sees my name, he'll change his tune. Ah, thank you. Alright, we got another thing. I don't think it's gonna be used for evidence, I hope. Ooh, what's this? Blackbird line? Oh, it looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket. The SS Grouse, first class cabin 001. Yokohama departure, 11th September, London arrival, 1st November. Ah, that's the boat that Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jigoku came on from Japan, isn't it? Yes, I think it's called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover. I think it's been almost a year since you arrived in Dover on the SS Buria. It seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think? Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary. And I keep mine in my wallet. I have it with me at all times. Oh, well, how strange. Where could it have gone? Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruto? Did I imagine it, or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? Okay. So, what does this write? Professor Mikotoba has wonderful handwriting. I can't read it though. Doesn't he? This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. Is it just me, or does that make me sound extremely untrustworthy? I do wish he'd at least called you a nice young man. I'm really not sure that would help. Alright. Alright, let's go back to the prison and talk to our prison governor. Maybe this time we'll do more Scottish accents. If you just cast your eyes over this, Governor Kadin. What's this then? You can't cut. What's this? A Scottish accent? That. What's this then? What's this then? You can't pull the wool over my eyes. You good for nothing Japanese. Good for nothing Japanese student. Uh-oh. Mikotoba. Mikotoba. That. Young jock from the forensic laboratory. That Mikotoba. Oh man, completely gone Scottish accent. Yes, exactly him. Oh dear, perhaps I should have said something sooner. I'm Eugene Mikotoba's daughter, Susato. James, you're the young man's daughter. And you didn't anything to mention that before. I do apologize. Hey, well, you best take a sit then. Can I offer you a cup of tea, perhaps? Did I forget to try one of these wee handcuff biscuits? 180 degrees change in his attitude. Your father's influence is nothing short of amazing. I'm bitterly regretting not announcing who I was from the outside now. So then, what can I do for you then? What can I do for you, Hen? Well, we are currently investigating a case. It's one of your warders, you see. He's gone missing. Missing? That's right. It's surely been reported to you as well, being the prison governor. I have heard nothing of its sort. There's no missing persons in my prison. But how can that be? It's Mr. Daily Vigil, your chief warder, Daily Vigil. Is it a pun? I have no idea. Hey, Vigil? Vigil? That's right. His wife came to us and asked us to investigate his disappearance. Let's skip the part about him only going missing yesterday for now. Clearly that means something to him. Would you be so kind as to tell us what you know, sir? Hey, of course. Of course. Oops. We understand that Mr. Vigil is the chief warder here at the prison. Hey, and he was strong sense of responsibility and dedicated to the job, no doubt about it. He's a fine warder. Sorry, did you say was? Hey, he doesn't work here no more. He left the job. Oh my. When was this exactly? There's a question. What was it about? It can have been much less than 10 years ago now. 10 years ago now. 10 years ago now. 10 years ago now. 10 years ago? You stopped working here 10 years ago? Hey, as I mind it, I haven't heard a fella's name all time. That time. There's a worry he was gone missing though. But Mrs. Visual made no mention of it. I think perhaps Miss Naruto that his wife simply doesn't know. I think she's unaware that he no longer works here. Governor Caden, can you tell us what happened? Why did Mr. Visual give up his job here? That's important, is it? Yes, I believe it may be. What are you thinking, Miss Naruto? I can't help wondering, given that it was 10 years ago. Huh, which was exactly when the professor was being held at his prison. So, Mr. Viju actually resigned from the position of Chief Warder 10 years ago, you're telling us? What happened to make him leave the job? In actual fact, he didn't leave the job willingly. He had no choice in the matter. You mean he was dismissed? It was after a particular walk. Sorry, a walk? Hey, that's all a word for in here. Walk to the gallows. And an execution. It's the job of the chief warder to prepare the gallows tree and oversee any executions, you see. Only Richard did something unthinkable on that last walk he was manning. What did he do? I'm sorry, but I cannot reveal that information. But I can tell you that's very rare for Chief Warder to be bereaved of his post. Why wouldn't Mrs. Virgil know about it? She appears to be under the impression that her husband still works here. I wouldn't know anything about that, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Can you perhaps answer one more question about the circumstances of his dismissal? Would that be him? What would that be him? That last execution that Mr. Vijay was responsible for overseeing. Was it by any chance the professor's? My thoughts exactly. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm at no liberty to answer that. I see. Professor Mikuruba. My father came to prison all those years ago in order to study forensic medicine. But you seem to have been well acquainted. The dead room, the prison and the cemetery have a lot to do with one another. After all, they need fresh corpses for forensic research. Do you can? Yes, I can imagine. You can. The advancement of medical science isn't always particularly palatable. Your father worked in a laboratory just for the far side of the graveyard, in the basement of St. Sinner's. It's still in use today. St. Sinner's? That's come up before, I'm sure. Yes, that's right. We've been there. Mikotoba and I have used the ride in the garage together and negotiate terms. For more fresh material, I suppose. Hey, we used to sit in here for long hours and get on the boots dissection and all sorts. Ugh, it takes me back. Over a pot of tea and a plate of coffee biscuits, of course. How charming. He was a good fellow, your father. Reliable and dead set on his work. But I'm afraid I'll never understand your Japanese. Because of Genshin Nasogi, I suppose. Well, I think I have to slow a bit. I can't tell you anything else. Thank you so much for your time, Governor.
One moment before you're away, and I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Oh, found it.
Here, take this as a wee souvenir of your visit to the prison. What is it? What is it?
That's Vijo's dismissal notice. 10 years old now, of course.
Oh my, are you sure?
Hey, it's no trouble at all. It's the original mine.
Okay, the harsh reprimand incurred by Mr. Vijo. Thank you very much, Governor Keating. Let me look at the evidence now. Chief Warder Daily Vijo is relieved of his post with immediate effect for having violated Clause 132 of Her Majesty's Code of Conduct for prisons. All rights to redundancy, pay, and other financial benefits are fully revoked. Reason for dismissal: aiding and abetting the escape from this prison of convict just prior to its execution. Details of this escape are still being investigated. Full cooperation with inquiries will be expected. Additional note: indications are that the jailbreak plot was conceived prior to the convict's incarceration. It's believed that the convict engaged in some form of negotiation with prison staff in order to secure assistance. Full disclosure of information regarding these negotiations will be demanded.
Well, render in return. Do me a favor and never come back here. That case is closed.
Well, I think we ought to return to Baker Street for the time being. Yes, I agree. We need to report back to Mr. Sholmes with what we found out about Mr. Vijo. What will you tell Mrs. Vijo, I wonder? Well, you're not gonna wonder much. Means he's finally dead now. I think we know who is dead. 1st November, Sholmes Suite. We're back. I'm guessing Iris?
Hello, you two.
Yay.
I thought you'd be back before long, so I baked some scones for us all.
Ah, so that's what's the... Oh! What happened to you, Sholmes? Greetings, my dear fellows. You've returned a good deal sooner than I was anticipating. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Hello, Mr. Sholmes? Say nothing. Your thoughts are written all over your faces. In any case, it turns out it may have been advisable to test my hair color restoration tonic before application. Oh my. Pray tell me, what of our older friend? Have you garnered some new information? Oh, yes. Something very surprising, in fact, though it's not a patch on your hair, to be honest. It most certainly isn't, but still, we discovered it. Sholmes! Ginny! Drop everything, Sholmes! This is more important! Gina? I can't Adam and Eve it! Sniff, sniff! What's happened? Clearly, a very grave matter indeed. For Miss Lestrade made no mention of my hair whatsoever. Don't joke about things right now, Sholmes, please. It's the boss. What do you mean? Inspector Gregson? Wait, what? The boss is He's dead. Oh, what? Are you serious? Gregson is dead? No, it can't be. No. What? They just found his body, shot with a pistol. Here he. Oh man. And I mean, he's not really the best guy. I mean, but then, what a shame. What? But, Inspector Gregson, he was murdered.
No, not Grexy.
Come in, my dear girl. Tell us this whole story.
Sniff, sniff.
Are you serious, Gina? Inspector Gregson was... He was really shot?
I don't know much about what happened to myself yet. They're still there, investigating the scene.
Where did this take place?
A little rented room in a building full of flats on Fresno Street.
The outskirts of town. Nowhere near his home. He was perhaps investigating a case then.
The thing is, no one at the yard knows nothing about no case around there.
Oh, how strange.
The boss he was so good to me. I know I ain't up to much yet, but one day I was gonna show him I'd be a proper detective. Oh, Jeannie.
So, who did this? Do you have any idea who the culprit is?
They got him already.
Already? Sorry, already? They caught the shooter so soon?
A witness reported something was going on, and the boys got straight down there and took care of him.
What awful person did this?
I still can't believe it myself.
Gina?
It was the Reaper.
What? Lord Van Zix? Wait a minute, you don't mean they've arrested Lord Van Zix for it?
That's right. That Reaper bloke's gone and shot the boss.
No. Lord Van Zix? Man, this is getting more and more interesting. Man, is this a repeat of previous case? It sounds so similar to a Ace Attorney old case that I feel like I've remembered. I remember there's a case like this, like a prosecutor getting accused of murder. Are you quite sure, Miss Lestrade? It's Baron Van Zix the police have arrested.
I saw him with my own eyes in the interview room at the yard.
I don't believe it.
But there were witnesses, and they're all saying it was him.
So you mean there were actually multiple witnesses?
They heard a gunshot, apparently, and when our lot got to the scene, there was only the boss and that Reaper bloke in the room.
But there's no way Lord Van Zix would have taken Gregson's life. I just don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
Thank you for informing us, Miss Lestrade. This really is most terrible news. I'm dreadfully sorry.
What are you saying sorry for? You didn't do nothing. Well, anyway, I'm taking a cab over the scene right now. Please come and all as soon as you can. You gotta help.
It's a detective's lot to appear wherever some sinister plot has unfolded. Little wonder we all look haggard. Sometimes these things are almost too much for the nerves. Mr. Sholmes. What use is there in being a great detective if I fail to see something like this coming, How could I let this happen to Gregson? To Gregson? Mr. Naruhodo, I shall leave at once to begin my investigations. Of course, yes, we will too. It would be helpful if you could talk to Mr. Reaper and see what you can glean. I'm sure we were intending to do so anyway. Until later, then. Inspector Gregson, dead, and Lord Van Ziggs arrested.
Bruno, Susie, I've caught you handsome. It's waiting outside.
Thanks, Iris. Shall we, Mr. Sato? Yes. Right. Let's go. Prison. Or Fresno. Let's go to prison first. Talk to Lord Van Ziggs. Here it is, Lord Van Ziggs. Damn. It means another prosecutor will be replacing you. Don't tell me. Oh no. I have a feeling I know who is going to be the prosecutor. I mean, it's I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I think, yeah, about 80% chance I know who's replacing Lord Van Ziggs. As racist as he is, I like doing his voice. But okay. I'll do less, I guess. I'll just do less. There he is, Lord Van Ziggs behind bars. So it's true. He really was arrested. He's sitting with his back to the wall, reading something. I don't think he's noticed us. Lord Van Ziggs? Nipponese. Fancy meeting you here. The last place on earth I'd like to be, with last person on earth I'd like to see. I couldn't very well not come. Don't clip that. I don't think anyone is here, but don't clip that. We heard what happened. That Inspector Gregson was... Go home. This has nothing to do with you. But... Forgive me, Lord Van Ziggs, but I must disagree. Inspector Gregson was very helpful to us on a number of occasions. We're indebted to him. At the very least, we owe it to him to find out the truth about his death. You must help us with our investigations, please. There's really nothing I can tell you. What were you just reading at the back of the cell there? Was it something related to the case? This? The Yard isn't quite so cavalier with its information as to share case details with a suspect. This is a letter from an old acquaintance. Oh, who might that be? Someone you know. As it happens, Albert Harebrain. Of course, yes. I keep forgetting they went to the same university. And I would like to read my correspondence in peace. So let's get this over with, shall we? What is it that you want to know? Strange. I mean, let's face it, Lord Van Zix never minces his words, but they seem to have less bite than usual somehow. Well, you know the reason. What happened? Can you at least tell us your side of the story, Lord Van Zix? What happened? How much do you already know? We know that the inspector was shot dead in a small rented room on Fresno Street, and that you were found there by the police when they arrived on the scene and immediately arrested. We were told that there was nobody else in the room, and that some witnesses heard the gunshot. Then you're well informed, and there's really nothing I can add. The truth is, I don't know what happened myself. But the gunshot? Obviously you didn't fire the gun, did you? I'm not in the habit of shooting the people I work alongside. I also heard the noise, however. Before I had a chance to investigate, I was apprehended by the arriving officers. So he doesn't actually know what happened. If I might ask, what were you doing in that place to begin with? I don't need to answer that. Oh. After all, you're not representing me. He's going to need a lawyer, though. Well, look no further. Who is going to be representing you in court, Lord Van Zix? Not you. Anyone other than you, I should imagine. Ha! Would I be right in assuming that you have no representation as yet? Defense lawyers shy away from any trial involving the Reaper, as I'm sure you know. But this is different. In my career, of all the defendants I prosecuted, only 19 have ever been acquitted. Of them, 16 subsequently died in mysterious circumstances. Questions will be asked now. Surely not. I assure you, no defense lawyer will want to touch me with the end of a barge pole. But you didn't actually have anything to do with those people's death, did you? It's been 10 years now. I've been known as the Reaper of the Bailey. Believe me, nobody wants to know the true identity of this killer more than I. However, it seems things may come to a head before I have the chance to uncover the truth about that. What does it mean? What does he mean by that? After the trial, Professor Harebrayne was supposed to go straight back to Germany, I thought. It's a letter to inform me of his safe arrival at home. I arranged his passage by sea and rail. It's a relief, I must say. He should now be beyond the reaches of the Reaper. Because the Reaper doesn't follow people abroad, you mean? Yes, so it seems. You asked little Nipponese friend, for example. You told me he was keeping well in Japan when I inquired the other day. Yes, that's right. He's an author now, happily working in Tokyo. So Professor Harebrayne is safely back in Germany now? He is. Okay. So, it appears our conversation has run dry. It was a 2-second silence, that's all. Well, in any event, if you'll excuse me now, I would like to detain you. I was wondering, Lord Van Zix, if you'd like, I'd be happy to advocate for you. Even though I've been so racist against you, you trust me? You trust me, do you? Yes. I've heard you speak many times in court. I've seen how you treat people. There were good times and bad times. So I'm quite sure that you would never have taken another's life. It's just my feelings can't be used as evidence in the court of law, sadly. It's a very gracious offer. However, I trust no one. What? Not the police, not the judiciary, not you, Nipponis. Alright, alright. But please, I really want to represent you, Van Zix. I have no intention of engaging your services. The chasm between us is just too wide and too deep, it seems. I'd appreciate if you don't visit again. Then neither of us will waste any more time. Perhaps we need to dig a little deeper and find out more about Lord Van Zix and what happened to Inspector Gregson. Right, we'll do that. Let's go to the street. You know, if this triggers like a spectacular deduction or whatever that's called, I'm gonna end the stream over there. I'm not doing that for the entire session. I'll do it the next session because it's getting a bit too long, I say. Right, random policeman. This really is an out-of-the-way part of London. I doubt many people find their way down this back street. So this dust-ridden rented old room is where it happened then. I see something on the floor already. So this is where poor Inspector Gregson lost his life. Yes, the police are already hard at work investigating, it seems. I don't see Mr. Sholmes anywhere though. Perhaps his investigations have taken him elsewhere.
Oi! Oi! What do you think you're doing there? Every one of them drawers has gotta be taken right out so you can look underneath and all. I want the space above this ceiling check, and don't forget to look inside the chimney sack too. Blimey, ain't you lot never gone over else looking for dough when the owners are out of town?
Gina's obviously got some unique investigative techniques she wants everyone to adopt.
Oh, you lot. So you've turned up at last. Mind you, I ain't been here long in myself.
Hello again, Gina.
Sholmes has only just left. You're lucky he missed that. He went prancing around in here, pointing at stuff and flicking at off its end, the ad off his end, then just scarpered.
Oh, he's finished investigating already, you mean?
Yeah, he didn't stop to say nothing to no one, not even me.
Gina, would you mind if we investigated too?
Listen, Odo, you're a lawyer, right?
Yes. Why?
Well, you're not thinking of trying to help that Reaper bloke, are ya?
Oh, poor Gina. She's never going to forget, is she? That trial will haunt her forever. Gina, if you don't mind me saying, if Lord Van Zix really is responsible for this crime, he will be duly and fairly judged in court.
I suppose you're right, yeah. Go on then, Odo. Get investigating. I want to know the truth about what really happened here.
Thank you, Gina. Alright, let's examine stuff. Over here, obviously. Oh, it's a photograph stand. I suppose it must be a picture of one of Inspector Gregson's family members.
Ah.
What? What's the matter? Your eyes look like they're about to pop out of your head. Pop out of your head. They are! Look, Mr. Naruto, quickly! Why do I feel like this woman is familiar somehow? Ryonosuke! You have a bad memory, or at least you have bad memory in recognizing some people. Of course she's familiar. We met her only this morning. Ah, it's Mrs. Visual. This makes no sense. This makes no sense. Why would there be a picture of Mrs. Visual in here? To be frank, I don't think I've ever been more stumped. I'm sorry to say I have no idea either. Okay, let's look at the frame picture. It's gotta be some sort of secret. Nope, it's a picture. Unless this is a twin. Is this a twin? Are you gonna pull out the twin trope now? Anyways. Oh, I can't see this. These are picture frames as well. This looks like some sort of notice board or something. And it's absolutely covered in scraps of paper. Ah, Mr. Naruto, look. This, you mean? It's an autopsy report. Autopsy report, isn't it? And these are case notes here and details of prison inmates. Yes, in fact, they are all the sort of documents that only a detective could normally acquire. What on earth went on in this room? Some old newspaper cuttings. Ah, and this one here. Oh yes, the advertisement. You mean to the Red-Headed League? But why? What's that doing here? Whoever occupied this room was clearly interested in it for some reason. Ah, it's connected. All that it's connected. Oops. You know, I have a feeling. Nah, can't be. No. That's never mind me. Never mind me. Let's look at the toy. Oh, what's this? You appear to be a little modern policeman. It's rather charming, isn't it? Seeing as it's on the floor here, do you think it belonged to Inspector Gregson? It's a little hard to imagine Lord Van Zix playing with something like this. It's only about 8 centimeters tall. Could have fallen out of someone's pocket, I suppose. I think we should record it as evidence, just in case. Yes, I agree. It is rather delightful, after all. Right. Let's look at the toy. Any significance to the toy? Oh. The head. The helmet of this charming policeman appears to be a little worse for wear. I'm not convinced about the charming part, but yes, you're right. The head part looks like it's been fairly heavily manhandled. Suspicious. Very sus. Almost as if somebody has enjoyed twisting it around and around for fun. Shall we try twisting it around and around too, for fun? Oh! Oh, what's that? It appears to be some sort of key. It's tiny though. It couldn't be a key for a door, not at that size. So what is it for, I wonder? Key-like shaft. Okay. This looks like some sort of key. Yes, it does. A very tiny and simple key. What's a little key doing inside a figurine of a policeman in the first place? What's it for? Right. Let's look at the gun. This is... Oh, thank you! My wife gave me something to drink. Soybean. Yum. Fresh homemade soybeans. Yum, yum, yum. Putting it over here. Yes. This is presumably the murder weapon then. Oh my. Is it real, I suppose? It is real, I suppose. I think so. Guns are so rare in Japan. I really know very little about them. There's no way to know for sure, Miss Naruto. Fire a shot. No. If I did that, I'll be looking for a skilled lawyer to represent me in court. Slightly safer just to ask someone who might know, I think. Alright, let's see the gun. What is the gun? What does the gun have? Ooh, what's this? I suppose this must have been the murder weapon. Oh my. It is real, I suppose. Why are they repeating the thing? They are repeating the conversation, okay. So I guess I can't really examine this thing because I do not know about guns. So alright then, we'll leave it such. How about this? This. Ever since we came in here, I can't take my eyes off this thing. Oh, funnily enough, neither can I. It's a hairpiece, isn't it? It is a bright red hairpiece. I suppose the fact that it's right there next to where the body was found means we have to accept that Inspector Gregson wore wigs. Does it? In such a flame-colored red, too. Yes, that's a color we've come across very recently elsewhere, isn't it? Exactly. This is a vital clue, I'm sure of it. Right, red hair. Let's see if we can examine it. Red hair. I've always wondered what the underside of a hairpiece looks like. That doesn't surprise me at all, Mrs. Naruto. You always wanted to see what lies beneath, don't you? I'm not sure that's quite how I'd put it. You must have to use lots of bird lime to keep it in place on your head. It doesn't get blown off in a gust of wind, I mean. That might be a little inconvenient when you want to just take it off again, don't you think? Right, so nothing about the hair. It is just hair, I guess. How about this? The top of one of the candles in this candle holder has been completely blown off. Yes, there's wax splattered on the wall behind. Look. I suppose if a bullet had hit it, does seem likely that a bullet hit the candle, having first passed through the inspector's body. Ugh, now that wax on the wall looks like blood to me. A candelabrum from the wall. Top of the candle appears to have been blown off. Let's look at it. We're getting a lot of evidence from this investigation. Anything suspicious with this other than that? Okay, nothing. Ah, there are some black marks here. Look. Yes, they look like some sort of scorch marks. So perhaps the bullet struck the candle here, do you think? Do bullets leave scorch marks though? I don't think so. It's only this one candle that's been cracked in half, it seems. And also the only candle that is longer than the other ones. That's what shit. No, don't say those kind of jokes, please. Yeah, yum yum yum. Yes, I think you might be right. Firearms are already used by criminals in Japan, so I'm afraid I'm not particularly knowledgeable about them. Right, so I don't think there's anything suspicious about this. Let's just move on. But the body was over here. So I suppose this is where the victim... That's right. The rope is laid around the body to show exactly how it was found. Poor Inspector Gregson himself has already been taken away. It would probably be under Dr. Sid's scalpel by now, if not for what happened last week. From the shape of the rope, it would appear that the inspector was curled up in a ball. Are you feeling alright, Miss Naruhodo? You look like you've just seen a ghost. I know it's just a rope, but, well, it conjures quite a terrifying image, that's all. Especially with that blood stain next to it. Oh, I do understand. In some ways, what we picture in our minds can be even worse than reality. Susato-san is so strong, though. She's taking this far better than I am. Alright. I think that's everything. What about drawers? No, drawers can't be... An empty fireplace makes a room feel even colder than it would be otherwise, doesn't it? It's thick with dust. Look, I think it would be fair to say it hasn't been used in a very long time. In other words, whoever lived in this room must have been extremely hardy in cold weather. Or nobody lived here at all and merely visited when the occasion arose. I wouldn't like to say which is more likely. No, that's right. It's one or the other. Right then. Okay. Let's talk to our Gina again. Hey, do you know what this is? The gun. Tell me about the gun. Gina, what do you make of this? What is that? No, Gina, you do not know about guns. Who knows about guns then? Alright, Gina, do you know about the hair? Oops. Yes, nothing out of the ordinary. Do you know what this is? No, you don't know? Okay. Let's just continue. Alright, Gina, do you know anything about this? No, Gina, you don't know anything about this. Gina, why are you here? Okay, in any case, I think I should talk to Gina first. Gina, what was Inspector Gregson doing here in the first place? That's what I want to know. It's what? Half a year since I got out of the clink. That's when I decided to give up me diving and become a detective instead. Oh yes, Mr. Sherms twisted the inspector's arm to agree to take you on as an apprentice, didn't he? Somewhat like that, I think. Anyway, the point is, I didn't really know about the boss till then. But it turns out, it's a bit of legend at the Lock Yard. Goodness, really? They say he managed to solve some really tricky case. Just like that. He did? Yep, and ever since then, he started going out all sorts of investigations, but always on his own. No one else at the yacht even knows what half the cases he's working on are, apparently. That's not how it's supposed to work, is it? So what was the legendary inspector doing in a dingy little room like this? I know he had a lot of respect for the Reaper and all, and look where that landed him. Oh man, excuse me. Oh, excuse my burp. Respect for the Reaper? In what way? I don't even say as much. I take my hat off to that fella with his words. Not how the general public feels, is it? Most people are terrified of the Reaper. Yeah,
The boss say that's exactly why he's respected the bloke.
I didn't realize Gregson held the Reaper in quite such high regard.
He said something else to me and all, that I didn't need to worry about the Reaper, cause he only goes after people who are bad. He did kind of set my mind at ease when he said that.
Right. What is this place then? Does anyone live here?
Apparently it's been rented by some cove called Hugh Bone.
Hugh Bone. Hugh Boone? What is this? Huge Bone? Is it just a weird pun of huge bone? It's a sort of a here today, gone tomorrow name, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what we call an unidentified person. We haven't been able to get in touch with him.
I see. Well, judging from appearances, I'd have to say this place hasn't been lived in for a long time, if ever.
Right? All the lads from the yard piled down to get stuck into the investigation. But there's so little here, no one knew what to do with themselves. I do wonder.
Yes, Mr. Sato?
Well, could it be that this Hugh Bone is in fact Inspector Gregson himself?
What? How could that be?
Well, if he was investigating on his own, it's quite possible that this was in fact some kind of secret office of his.
I'd never even considered that.
Nice work, Suze. We're actually following a line of inquiry like that ourselves.
You are?
If you look around the room, you'll see. There's a few things that hint at it.
We should really investigate this place in detail.
I see that's where the poor inspector was found. Over there. Yeah, that's right. They say it was a single bullet what did him in. Apparently the bullet went right through him and struck that candle tree on the wall.
Oh yes, it's blown one of the candles apart completely.
And the gun you see is there on the floor. It's the Reaper's, isn't it? No denying that.
What? Really? How do you know?
How do you know that? Take it easy. I don't know what to do with myself when you stare at me with them big white eyes. I'm only saying what I've heard. I don't know much about guns myself. But there's some big wig lawman or whatever who said so. Why don't you ask him?
A big wig lawman, is it?
Anyway, Fresno Street runs along under that window there. There were some street sellers just outside who heard the gunshot. Oh, but I don't recall seeing anybody outside. Yeah, they've all been taken down the yard for questioning, that's why. We're talking about the yard's legendary inspector here. After all, they'll all be getting a grilling.
Do you think we might be able to speak with those street sellers ourselves?
I doubt it. The lads at the yard will just want to know what you're snooping for and you'll be up for grilling at all.
We can't interview the witnesses then. Shame. You know, we would be able to do, not really interview witnesses, but at least know what, who, and what they are going to be they're saying. But yeah, apparently you don't know much, so I'll leave you be, okay? Lawman. I guess it's Lord Strongheart. Yep, it is Lord Strongheart. You've made good time. What is this? I took an express train back to London. Oh, don't tell me. Yes, this. I took an express train back to London. I can hear Lord Strongheart. Can you? Yes, it sounds as though he's talking to someone. Indeed. Is everything in place? I had a private compartment on the train, so I could check all the paperwork. It's Kazuma-sama. Ah, your timing is impeccable. It is? No doubt you have heard the sickening news about the Reaper's latest devilry. Yes. I'm sure you don't believe it, of course, though, Lord Strongheart. On the contrary. That Lord Von Zix could have done such a thing to Inspector Gregson. I believe only in the facts. And the facts in this case point to one thing. The unavoidable accusal of Lord Von Zix for this crime. We must bring charges against the Reaper for taking the life of our legendary detective. Oh no, surely not. It's a truly regrettable situation. Tomorrow, the Forensic Science Symposium finally begins. At the very least, though, we can show the world our justice system's swift and equitable processes. So does that mean the trial is tomorrow? Precisely. I like to give you all a challenge. In fact, this is a fine opportunity for introductions. Kazuma. Ah, but of course, you're already acquainted, aren't you? Mr. Asogi here will be present at tomorrow's proceedings, leading the prosecution. Wait, what? Kazuma? Yeah, I have a feeling. As I'm sure you're aware, he's a very capable practitioner of law. Kazuma-sama, a prosecutor? Alright, do you know about guns, Lord Strongheart? Could I show you this, Lord Strongheart? I'm the Lord Chief Justice. I'm not here to offer advice about evidence. Oh. Especially when the evidence in question is so dull. Ah, so that's the real reason. Never mind then. Alright. Let's just have a conversation, I guess. I'm sure you can imagine that tomorrow's trial will be closely followed all over London. In fact, no. People all over the Empire will be watching closely to see how it unfolds. There's no salvation for anyone in trial prosecuted by the Reaper Bailey. And now, the Reaper himself must stand in the dock. Quite so. The public want answers about the Reaper. Answers about how and why those who escaped conviction subsequently died mysterious deaths. But Lord Van Zix firmly denies any involvement in such matters. And there have been thorough investigations that have proven him to be innocent. That's certainly true, or it has been, at least, until now. Ah. No, tomorrow's trial will mark the start of a new chapter in our country's great judicial history. So, Kazuma will be prosecuting tomorrow. That's right. But... oh, Waltz! Congratulations for being first. Welcome. Welcome to a night stream, which I don't usually do. How are you? You were streaming horror games, I saw. I was looking. How was it? Oh man, nice soybean milk. But yeah, I've been speaking for almost 4 hours now. It seems like there's a lot of talking in this one. In any case, I think we're close to at least this part of the section of the story, so maybe I'll be able to end the stream on time. But yeah, let's see. But he's a defense lawyer, Lord Strongheart. Accomplished young law practitioners cannot pick and choose their roles. First scary, second confusion, and third is Gundam. Gundam! I'm assuming Gundam Evolution. You're playing Gundam Evolution? Wait, you play Gundam Evolution? No, that can't be, right? Almost ending? No, I mean, not really ending. It's just like, at least for this game, right? Or for Ace Attorney games, like there's like investigation parts and there's trial parts. So I think the investigation part of this, for now, is going to be ending soon. Once I speak to a couple more people, I guess. Gundam Evo with Banana. Oh, you're playing a FPS. Hey, Waltz. I thought you'd say something about you not liking competitive games or fast-paced shooters. You're playing Gundam Evo. Hey, Waganyu! Long time no see, Waganyu. But you change your name. Wait, should I call you Waganyu? See, call you Waganyu. People are gonna be confused. Yeah, Banana got me into it. Was it fun? Was that game fun? Well, in any case, Nemo is playing that game, so you can play with him now as well. If he plays it. Alright, let's continue. And imagine what it will be for the prosecution to know the strategies commonly employed by the defense. A devastating combination, wouldn't you agree? Absolutely. I've no doubt at all that Kazuma will be a razor sharp as a prosecutor. But why Kazuma-sama? Good to see you. Good to see you, Waganyu. How are you? You doing good? You doing good? There are surely many other highly skilled prosecutors in Great Britain. It was a personal request. I asked to be assigned to the trial. You asked for this? But why? It'll all become clear tomorrow. I'm guessing you intend to stand for the defense, don't you? Although, the Reaper appears to be turning down all offers of representation. Only me though. I'm surprised such a personal request would have been upheld. Yeah, I'm good now. Just finished the exam. Ooh. Just finished the final exam? Final exam? Or there are going to be more exams or something like that? How am I? I'm good. I'm good. It's late now, so I'm a bit tired, but still good. Still okay to do the entire stream for wherever I'm going to be ending. It seems unprecedented, quite exceptional in fact. You are quite right, Miss Mikotoba. Tomorrow's trial will be unprecedented and exceptional in every way. What did you eat for dinner? Oh, some fried rice and I think, what's it called? Taiwanese sausage. From like what you call night market? Yeah, night market. It was pretty good, very cheap as well. Well, relatively cheap. It's like 5 ringgit and 50 cents. Then bought me some soy milk. Oh, very nice. Night market soy milk. Tomorrow's trial. Wait. I've read it? I probably have read it. Final for term 1. Final for term 1. Meaning there's a term 2 then. And what about you, Waltz? What did you have for dinner? Boba tea? Yeah, I'm just joking. After all, the accused is one of Great Britain's greatest prosecutors, the pride of the empire.
Hydrate.
Hydrate! Oh no. Do I still have stuff? I still have beet left. Yum 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 yum. Posture check. That didn't. There wasn't a sound for it, but there should be a sound for it. Let me do that sound.
Posture check.
Nice. Rice with veggie curry. Yeah, I've been craving bubble tea soon tomorrow. Wow. Yeah, have you been drinking bubble tea like every week or something? You want me to say that? Alright, sure. Alright. Let's do it. Ara, ara. No, why is that sound? Where is that? Is that? Anyhow, let's do this. Oh, okay. I understand why there was a sound. Okay, never mind. Let's just ignore it. It would be unwise to give the public a reason to perceive it as the judiciary closing ranks. So that's why you're happy to let a foreigner handle the prosecution. Ryunosuke, let's see how your skills have been honed after practicing law in this land for so many months. Kazuma, I don't understand why you're being so hostile to me now. This isn't going to end well, my friend. We're best friends! Oh yes, we noticed that there was a gun at the scene of Inspector Gregson's death. Do you know if it belongs to Lord Van Zieks? That would be a question for the lead detective investigating the scene. Well, the thing is, she wasn't sure, so she told me I should ask somebody higher up who might know. That's right, Miss Naruto. Be direct. It's certainly a model that's issued to all personnel involved in law enforcement, yes, which includes prosecutors, as I'm sure you can imagine. In that case, it could actually have belonged to the victim. No, Gregson has his gun on his person. How about Lord Van Zieks? He claims it's currently not in his possession. What? According to his story, he lost it. In short, it's more than a little suspicious. But just because the gun in question is the same type as the defendant's is no proof that it's actually his. No, of course not. Nevertheless, the situation is grave for Lord Van Zieks. Alright, can I talk to you, dear old best friend? I'm sorry for all the worry I've caused you, but it'll all be alright now. Just let it happen. That's what Kazuma sounds like. He's like trying to kill us and trying to be nice about it. Is your memory completely returned? Yes, completely. I remember everything, including what I was coming here to do. Right. Kazuma-sama, I can't tell you how happy I am to see you alive and well like this. But how did you come to be here in London when you were suffering from amnesia? It was the voice. This past year, I've been hearing it in my head constantly, saying the same thing over and over. Go to London. That's where your destiny awaits. It was that voice that guided me here to London. I'm so sorry for what's happened. Anyway, my memory might have returned to me, but there's something that won't return to the way it was before. Huh? What do you mean? I'm a prosecutor now. I'm sure our paths will cross again very soon. Alrighty. It doesn't look like we're going to glean much more here. Well, thank you very much, Lord Strongheart. Remember, tomorrow's trial will go down in our Empire's history. There's much you could learn from the public gallery. Unless I convince the racist for me to represent him. Sorry to have taken up so much of your time. We'll see ourselves out. Kazuma. Before you go, Ryunosuke. What is it, Kazuma? You caught me off guard by your attractive voice. I just wanted to thank you. Kazuma-sama. What? You took my determination to heart and brought it with you over the ocean in my stead. And you carry out my role to perfection. You always were intent on studying British law in order to change our own justice system. It was your dream, and Mr. Naruhodo didn't want that to die with you. Yes, but I had another purpose for coming here. Oh? I actually have a favor to ask. Which is, this trial I'll be prosecuting tomorrow. I'd like you to be there to see how it ends. Right in front of me. As the defense counsel. Why? What's this all about? I know you have what it takes. But Lord Van Zix would never put his fate in my hands. On the contrary, he recognizes your talent. He does? It's not easy to see behind the facade sometimes. Here, have a look at this. That's Lord Van Zix and Inspector Gregson, and someone who looks like Lord Van Zix. In the photograph that must have been taken some time ago by the looks of it. And it's probably gonna be useful? And who's the third person? It was displayed very prominently in the detective's office. In Gregson's office, you mean? Yes, what I'm trying to say is, if you really think you can trust the Reaper, you might find that some straight talking makes him take a different view. Take it. Gregson's photograph has been added. I don't understand. Why are you giving me this? Just hurry, Ryunosuke. The visiting hours at the prison are almost over. What are you doing, Kazuma? No, don't just fade away and go to the back. Tell me, Kazuma, tell me! Well, anyway, he's not gonna tell me anything. Let's go to the prison and talk to Van Zix one more time, and I think that might be it. Lord Van Zix is still reading that letter. Is Lord Van Zix... It sounds a bit too friendly with Professor Harebrain. I wonder. Anyhow, we've been gone quite some time though. Either he's an incredibly slow reader, or it's an incredibly long letter. I might even be able to read English faster than he can. I was intending to ignore you entirely, but I can't turn a deaf ear to such an insulting Nipponese. Oh, sorry, racist. I didn't think you'd hear that. I had the case notes brought to me in secret. I was reading them to pass the time. Oh, yes, we heard that your trial is set for tomorrow. Which is none of your business. So, have you found a lawyer? None of my business. How many times must I reiterate the same thing? This is nothing to do with you. In other words, no. We were just talking to Lord Strongheart, and the prosecutor for the trial has been decided. I expect nothing less, but I have no idea who it is. It's going to be Kazuma Asogi. Ugh, Asogi. It made the color drain from his face. Ah, well then. It seems I'm going to have to engage in conversation with you again after all. Yep. Talk to me, Van Zix. 10 years ago, my older brother who was the director of prosecution at the time was murdered. I don't like that the sentences are like, yeah, it's that science, they have to put it in that way, but it's hard to read it. It's like, who was the director of prosecutions at the time? It's not smooth, you know. And the killer, as you know, was a visiting student from the Far East. Not a single day goes by when I don't curse the name Asogi. Genshin Asogi was Kazuma-sama's father. So what cruel twist of fate is this now, 10 years later? The man's son is to crucify me in some kangaroo court. I still don't understand why Lord Strongheart apprenticed Kazuma to you. It's what he does. No doubt he knew of the young man's true identity from the outset. What could he have been hoping to achieve? And let's not forget that it was only 8 days ago that Kazuma recovered from his amnesia. Why would Lord Strongheart assign this trial to somebody like that? You know, same thing could be said to you as well. The first day you came to London, Lord Strongheart did exactly the same thing to you. He made you a lawyer, quote-unquote lawyer, to defend a undefendable case. Asogi. That name is the very epitome of my bane. The bane that is you Nipponese. Right, your hatred of all of us Japanese. The Nipponese bane, yes, let's talk about why you're so racist. I'd only just been appointed as a prosecutor when it had happened yet 10 years ago. My brother Clint, the director of prosecutions, was hunting down a mass murderer. The so-called professor, assigned to the investigation as his partner, was a certain visiting student dispatched from Scotland Yard. And that was Genshin Asogi? Exactly. I developed a deep respect for the man. He seemed noble-minded and chivalrous in the extreme to me. But none of us saw the true nature of the man. So I lost everything when it happened. My esteemed brother, the people I believed in, and any semblance of right prevailing over wrong. Oh, how awful. To avenge my brother, I prosecuted Asuki's trial. Okay. It wouldn't ordinarily have been allowed, but I beleaguered the ascribed prosecutor until it consented. What do you mean by the ascribed prosecutor? The man in charge of the professor case inquiry, Lord Mayor Strongheart. Wait, what? Lord Strongheart? No, wait, what? Lord Strongheart? He was a highly accomplished prosecutor, but he agreed to relinquish the trial to me and act as my advisor instead. Since that time, he's the one person to whom I felt indebted. I'm sure he must have seen your zeal for the case. I'm sure he must have seen your zeal of the case and recognized your potential as a prosecutor. Anyway, time passed. But then earlier this year, who should have arrived in London but you? Ah. And of all things, as a lawyer. I felt your animosity for the first time I ever faced you in the courtroom. Your obvious deep loathing of us Japanese. I kept telling myself it was illogical. But for so many years, that hatred festered inside me. I could no longer control it. And I can understand why. Now I know the history. I mean, I don't agree to it, but I can understand. But in the same way that I've long felt the Nippo needs to be the bane of my life. To Kazuma Asogi, I am the bane of his. The Reaper who sent his father to the gallows. He's looking for revenge, and he intends to take it in court tomorrow. Gregson's transfer to the Paris Police Prefecture had finally been arranged for the coming month. But he'll never make it to France now. It's a tragedy. Oh yes, come to think of it, he did mention something about that, didn't he? I wonder, does it happen often? Being transferred internationally, I mean. It's the first time I ever encountered it. Oh. The Paris police welcoming an English detective is almost inconceivable. I can't imagine what kind of magic Gregson must have worked to put that arrangement in place. It sounds like that mystery has even a Reaper perplexed. I'm afraid to say that we were very ignorant about Inspector Gregson's standing. We hear that he was considered something of a legend at Scotland Yard. Again, it was 10 years ago that he first made a name for himself, by uncovering a decisive piece of evidence that exposed the professor's identity. If it wasn't for Gregson's singular approach to the case, the discovery would have never been made. What sort of approach? After my brother's life was taken, the inspector pushed for a full autopsy. Oh my, 10 years ago? Why is that so surprising? Autopsy was considered a desecration of the body at the time and rarely performed. And my brother was, of course, a noble. It made the idea of it even more unthinkable. But something Gregson had dug up his investigations made him determined it was necessary. His powerful conviction somehow influenced the House of Lords as a result. I could avenge my brother's death. So you must have had great confidence in the inspector's abilities then. It's even more inconceivable that you would have taken his life. I don't have confidence in anyone. Oh. And I'm sure Gregson felt the same way. I've no doubt he thought of me only as an ominous Reaper, just like the rest of London. What really went on between Lord Van Zieks and Gregson, I wonder? What was the true nature of their relationship? I know what that means. I have to do something about that. About the gun used to shoot the inspector that was found at the scene. Ah, yes. That's not mine. Really? Because common opinion seems to be that it is. Hey, why can't you have emotes as well? Nice. What do you expect me to say that? Lord Strongheart informs us that you claim to have misplaced your firearm. As embarrassing as that is, I'm afraid it's true. When did you lose it then? That I don't know. Oh. I was issued with a revolver when I first became a prosecutor 10 years ago. I must have stored it somewhere, I suppose, or left it somewhere, perhaps. You have something in common with Lord Van Zieks after all, Miss Naruto. A talent for misplacing things. No, this has nothing to do with me. Don't drag me into it. Don't make the mistake of associating me with this Nipponese. I'm racist. Oh dear, the reef is very wide, isn't it? So it's not decisive evidence, clearly, but it doesn't look good. That's for sure. Right, let's give you the picture. Lord Van Zix, we came by this old photograph. Where did you get that? It was taken when I became a qualified prosecutor. It's almost unbelievable. I assume it was long lost. Is the man on the left there? Yes, that's my brother, Clint. Okay, so I guess this photograph is gonna be important. It had to be, really. Apparently, this picture was prominently displayed in Gregson's office. He had a deep respect for you, you know? Were you aware of that? Respect? That's nonsense. No, we've heard someone attest to it very clearly. Inspector Gina Lestrade, no less. Well, maybe once, yes. There was a time when things were like that. We were brothers in arms, jovially discussing the future of justice and other such lofty subject matter. That was a nice glimpse of the past. I thank you. I feel as though I've got a nice glimpse of the past then, too. There was a glimmer of light in his eyes, a brief twinkle, an insight into the true nature of this man, known to all as the stone-cold sweeper of the Bailey. Now for the final part, I would assume. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, that's the first time he's ever used my actual name. I've lost all confidence in my country's justice system. I don't trust the police, the judiciary, or lawyers. But there's still one thing I'm willing to believe in. What's that? That which you see in the eyes of another across the courtroom. A simple determination to know the truth. Lord Van Zix. I love you too. Oh, oh no! Man, what am I doing? I'm doing all this like self no, how you say this? Like imagination. They all like each other or something. Anyhow, from the very first time we clashed in the Bailey almost a year ago now. I love you too. I couldn't deny it, even though I dearly wish I could. Oh no, it fits. Here is a loathsome Nipponese who has absolutely integrity as a lawyer. Ugh. Ouch. There are only two other men I've known with that same look in their eyes. My brother, Clint, and Genshin Asogi. The man he idolized, and the man who betrayed his trust in the most hideous way. When you showed me that photograph just now, it reminded me. You mean this photograph? Who took it? Genshin Asogi? Back then I was able to laugh. I was free of the shackles of mistrust that plagued me now. I look to the future with hope. Since then, I've protected myself against betrayal by refusing to trust anyone. But at times, the mire into which I've sunk makes it almost impossible to breathe. I'm so sorry. So, Mr. Naruhodo, I want to believe in that look in your eyes. I need to believe in it. In tomorrow's trial, will you advocate for me? No. I wish I could say no. But okay. Of course I won't. I will. It will be an honor. I'm so pleased, Mr. Naruhodo. and my life is in your hands. Bum, 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 bum. For Lord Van Zix, that must have been an incredibly hard thing to ask, which is why I simply cannot let the man down. Tomorrow, in the Old Bailey, against my old friend, Kazuma. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. To be continued. Nice. And that's my cue. My cue to end it. All right. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I did. I managed to do this. I think I went on a bit longer than I should. It's normally about 3 hours like that. We went about 3 hours plus, almost 4 hours, I think. Thank you for the hat pet, Maganyu. And yeah, we'll be looking forward to this story next week because yeah, it's a thing. Wait, no. Unfortunately, I gotta say, no, we are not going to be doing this next week. Next week is going to be something different, but I'll only tell you all after during I think this weekend. Yeah, yeah, of course, it'll be very logical. I'll be only announcing what is going to be next week by this weekend. So yeah, look forward to that. It probably is boring, just boring stuff, but still, look forward to that, doing all those stuff. Anyhow, whenever I end my streams, I always look for people to raid. All right, let's go over here. Chunk. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, chunk. I'm gonna do this. Chunk. Take a good rest, Jake. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for being here, Maganyu. Thank you for being here. It was very nice to see you again. So let's see. We have plenty of people to raid. I think we can raid. Let's raid. Who should we raid? Hand tracking? Yes, hand tracking. Very nice, isn't it? Yeah. Voila, voila. Fingies. All right. Let's raid Aiden. Right? Rarely raid him because he's only streaming at night. So that's the thing. Yeah. We now can finally go and raid Raiden. An old mutual. An old friend. So let's do the raid message. All right. Take care. Stay hopeful, but be critical. Good night, everyone. Goodbye. I like doing that voice.